I was filming for the past 30 minutes and the world just decided, let's just get really dark really quick. So I had to adjust all the lighting and just make sure that everything is okay. So we're back in business. We're going to do this again. We're going to run it one more time. And I think we'll be fine. So here's my dilemma. My goal this year was to read 5 books every month. So at the end of the year, I'll be able to say I read 60 books in 2023. However, I bit off more than I can chew, and I decided to read 9 books in January.
I have the mind of a I have the mind of a mastermind. What's that? I don't know, but I'm so creative like that.
I'll do a whole list of all the books that I read, and then I'll put a little rating really quick because I really don't want to talk about all of them because it's a lot right now. But I do want to talk about the list that I have for May. I have a whole bunch of books that I want to read. And some of them are comic books, some of them are manga, and some of them are novels. So I get a whole wide range. Also, I have an audiobook in here too. But I have a whole wide range of books that I want to read this month. And I kind of want to share with you guys. So it kind of holds me accountable, So, yeah. If you enjoy reading or you enjoy just looking at my pretty little face, go ahead and keep watching. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. Do the whole shebang. I don't know what else to talk about. We're just gonna get started. First book that I want to read is The Master and Margarita. I don't know how to pronounce the author's name, so I'm gonna again put it right here. Editing Alexis is gonna be the goat. I want to be sounding ignorant. I don't want to be sounding ignorant. I don't want to sound ignorant, So here it is. All I know is that it is a Russian literature book. It is bonkers. Apparently, I've never read Russian literature before. All I know is that the story is based in Moscow in World War II and Jerusalem during the time of Christ, and I don't know anything else. I don't know. All I know is that it's completely bonkers and it's kind of smart. There's a lot of Christian allegories throughout the whole thing, which is very interesting because historically during World War II, the Soviet Union was kind of atheist. So I don't know if this is going to be a commentary on Christianity or a commentary on atheism, but I'm really excited. I don't know if I'm going to come out more insightful or even more confused than I came out, but I'm just excited to read it. I've never read a Russian book again, so I'm ready to see what this is about. If you read it before, tell me your thoughts down below. The next book that I actually want to read is actually an audiobook. I've only read maybe one audiobook before. I think it was Song of Achilles, maybe a year and a half ago. And I want to get back to it. I'm not an audiobook girl, but I'm trying. I'm learning. I'm trying to give myself some range. I don't have to sit here and keep reading paper books all the time. I can actually read it. But the book that I'm currently listening to is Good Omens by Neil Gaiman and Terry Pratchett. I picked this book because Lucifer is one of my favorite TV shows of all time. I love that show so much. The 6th season, we're not going to talk about that. But I love Lucifer so much. It's basically about the devil. Literally, Satan decides, you know what? Hell is kind of boring. So I'm gonna go to LA and enjoy life. And he ends up meeting this detective and they end up solving crimes together and they kind of fall in love and they have kids and all this kind of stuff. It's crazy, but it's so entertaining and I love it so much. And since Neil Gaiman wrote Lucifer, I knew that I was going to enjoy Good Omens already. I've only started maybe 5 minutes of the audiobook so far, but all I know is that the end of the world is happening in a couple of days. And an angel and a devil, they make an unlikely team and they do something about it. And a baby is misplaced and there's the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. And it's just a whole bunch of crazy stuff. We gotta get the fuck out of here now! And again, the crazier, the better. I love crazy stuff. So I'm really excited to finish listening to this. So I actually have a physical copy of this book. This one is Flashpoint by Jeff Johns, Andy Kubert, and Sandra Hope. It is clearly a comic book, a DC comic book. I had this on my bookshelf for maybe 2-3 years since I've worked at Universal. My best friend is a really, really big DC fan. He talks about them literally every single day. So I had to have a little collection just in honor of them. But this story is Barry Allen. He goes back in time to save his mother from being killed from the Reverse Flash. And in doing so, he absorbs the Speed Force, like the energy that makes him run super fast, essentially. He absorbs it and he messes up the entire timeline, right? He messes up the entire timeline. And in doing so, he's not the only one affected. Like, I believe Wonder Woman's in here, Cyborg's in here, like, people are fighting each other, and he's not even the Flash anymore. So, I'm really excited. Usually I don't like multiverse and time travel content because I am an overthinker. I am a chronic overthinker. If you give me some kind of broad like concept like time travel, I'm literally just gonna keep poking at it until I find holes and I say it's stupid. So that's a me problem. It's not the content's problem, it's a me problem. But I'm trying to learn. Really excited to read this. It's a me problem not liking multiverse stuff. But you know what? I'm gonna give this an honest try, and there's only like 5 issues in here. So it's gonna be a pretty quick read. So I'm excited. So the next book is this one. It's called The Way of the House Husband by Kosuke Ono. I picked this up at Barnes & Noble maybe like 3 weeks ago or so. And it's basically about this cold, hard, calloused Yakuza member, right? He is like the leader of the pack. I think he's called like the Golden Dragon or something. And he decides to just leave it all behind him. He completely quits and he just decides, you know what, I'm just going to be a stay-at-home husband. The way of the house husband. And it is so funny because, you know, if you're a cold-hardened criminal, old habits die hard. And he still looks visibly like a Yakuza. So he has the tattoos and everything. He just looks like it. But he's just a house husband. All he wants to do is cook and clean and just support his wife. And that is a motive I can get behind. It's funny. It's endearing. The series is on Netflix. It's like maybe 20 episodes. It's short. And I liked it so much that I got the first issue of the manga. And I don't really collect manga all that often. Like maybe up to the Squirtle that way is nothing but like manga and comic books and stuff, so it's not that much like in comparison to my whole thing. But I wanted to collect these and slowly but surely my collection will grow, but I just have the first issue. As you know, I've been in a reading slump and I've been trying to get back into series. Like the last series I think I read was According to the Flames from the Akatar series. That was the last series I've read. I tried to read a couple and it just didn't work out. I read the first one and I'm like, alright, this is sick. And then I'll read the second one and I'm like 2 chapters in and I'm like, okay, I'll just DNF it. And I'll just either collect dust on my bookshelf, I will just turn them back into the library, or they're just sitting in my iPad, just sitting there and doing nothing. I know what series will literally get me out this slump is The Lord of the Rings. And I'm starting off with The Fellowship of the Ring. I've had this particular copy since middle school. Look how yellow it is. Like, this is a old copy. I haven't read Lord of the Rings, or you haven't watched the movies, and you've been, you know, under a rock for the past 100 years or so. I don't know what's wrong with you, but in layman's terms, there's this ring, and the ring has ultimate power, and it's also a beacon to literally the most evil entity in the Middle Earth universe, right? And it's been just literally sitting around, and Gandalf, one of the great wizards, told this small little hobbit Frodo, he was like, hey, you know, unsuspecting small person, no one's gonna look for you. Can you go destroy this ring in the middle of a volcano? And he's like, well, I got fuck else to do, so sure, if no one else is gonna do it, I might as well do it. And that's literally how the story starts. It's such a good book. It's literally the grandfather of all fantasy books, and I already know that I'm gonna love it again. I haven't read it since like 2015, so I feel like it's a good time to reread it. I will get better copies, but I will never part with this. This is my favorite. Like, it still has the borders. Like, you see that? It It has the Borders. Borders doesn't even freaking exist anymore. But yeah, I'm really excited to read this book, and I'm really excited to read all the books that I have planned for this month. I don't know how to finish this, but comment down below if you read books and if you have a goal for this month, and or goal for the year, or whatever books you plan on reading this month. Comment down below. We can have a little book club, because this is what this channel is about: building community, making friends, and talking about nerdy stuff, because I have no one else to talk to besides my one friend. I need more people. So comment down below all your nerdy stuff and I will reply, because I have nothing else to do. Like Frodo, he had nothing else to do, and I have nothing else to do, so here we are.